Hello, it's me. I'm back. I'm back in the saddle. I'm back with you after a week and a bit, and hope you're all doing okay. What I'd like right now is a quick sound check from everybody because, as you probably realised, I'm on the StreamYard and I've been playing around with the sound, which caused us a big problem before. So, if you could let me know what that sounds like right now. Hi everyone, Steve H. A bit tinny, Andy. That's blood nose. I'm actually in the car and I've got the windows open as well. Uh, what I found before there was like an automatic volume adjust, and it was going way, way, way too high for me. So I managed to get it down just a tad, and hopefully that sorted things out as well. I mean, the other thing I found as well. Uh, Look, nothing's backwards anymore. You can see my Coke habit the right way round. Audio a bit choppy, but as long as I'm coming in reasonably okay, that's fine for now. I could probably try and put my earbuds in for the next one. That'd be cool. Well, how is everybody? First and foremost, it feels like I've been away forever. In the I mean, when was the last time I did a proper live? We had that little walk where I dropped my car off at the garage, didn't we? Hi, Trevor. Good to see you. And Tina, Alan, uh, you're all here, which is lovely. And we've got one of the Facebook people in as well. Good to see you, Andy. Welcome back. Thank you, Bloodnose. I appreciate that. Yeah, what basically happened, you obviously know about my friend, and we had the funeral and all the rest of it. And work went a bit crazy for a time, and it took up so much of my time because a lot of things had to be rearranged and rescheduled, and I had to spend a lot of time with the business getting it all sorted out and everything else. And it kind of, had an effect on this. I had to stay away from it a little while, mind blowing, basically. As you do. I noticed we've got, I think, 58, 59 people in the chat already, which is great, seeing as we've only been here a couple of minutes. So if you could all do me a favour and give me the thumbs up, that would be wonderful straight away. Now, I'm in my car at the moment, and it's saying 22 degrees just outside here. I'm not in the shade at all. And it was hotter than hell in my house. I don't know what it's like where you are. I know a lot of you are in the UK. There's a couple of you in Wales and various other places, but it really is very, very hot. And I do worry about some people because it's only going to get hotter. I think we're in for something like 39 or 40 degrees by week's end. Hi, Andy. How many hats have gone into the circus ring? 12. Yes, we'll come on and talk about that in a minute. I think you're right, Alan Edge. I think we're getting up to something like that, and it is a circus. Now, while I've not been here, I've been keeping an eye on the news very much. And what have we got? Being disabled, it's way too hot. Next Sunday sounds scary. Yeah, you've got to watch out for yourself, Jason Drury. It's really bad. Drink plenty of water, Andy. We all do. Yeah, yeah. Well, Eddie, yes, Wales was in the UK last time I looked. Very, very well spotted there. I was just testing. Evening, Andy, and everyone in chat. Hello, Chrissy Williams. Good to see you there. And hope you're doing all right. Yes, while I've been away, I've been watching the news, and I've been watching what's going on with great interest. And we have this whole baying mob that wanted Boris out. And they wanted to, get rid of him, served his purpose. Let's give an excuse. Let's get rid. I mean, you've had all the journos all over the place trying to dictate what's going on and get rid. Resignation after resignation after resignation. And that's exactly what's happened, albeit he's a stale caretaker, but he's there at the moment. Now, I think we have to be very mindful of some of the people that we've got actually lining up to put their head on the chopping block, so to speak. There's some things that don't ring true. I mean, I don't know what everybody wants in a prime minister, but I want somebody that has some idea of how the real world works. I want somebody who can be honest and show a level of integrity with the electorate they're supposed to represent. I want somebody that can actually turn around the bad situation that we have right now with regard to our bills, our fuel costs, and everything else that is going on in the country. It really is crap, and not one single one of these candidates at the moment really jumps out and says it for me. A lot of them seem to be career politicians who were in it for that prestige and power that position will actually give them. Andy, we need another Thatcher. I think we need a radical overhaul of the system, definitely. I wouldn't necessarily call it another Thatcher, but I think an overhaul is needed. I mean, you've got the situation with the Conservatives at the moment, and I firmly believe they're on a path to self-destruction because it's been allowed to happen that way. And you've got Keir Starmer, whatever his bloody name is, on the other side saying, "Oh, voted no confidence." I mean, that's a fucking joke, isn't it? I mean, come on. What confidence do we have in that man to run the country? We think we've got problems now. We can't go there. Now, I would mention the word lefties, but a friend of mine who's a long-term Labour Party supporter told me off for saying lefties the other day, saying telling me it was quite annoying. So I'll give him a rest for now, and we'll leave it there. Listen, everybody, I've got cars coming past my vehicle. Obviously, I'm sat out on the road, and I've got the windows open because it's very, very hot in here. Is everybody bothered by the cars, or is that okay? I mean, I was watching Police Off the Cuff the other day, and Bill Cannon was in his garden, and some goddamn truck drove past. It was crazy. I thought Andy was going on the live stream at 8:10 p.m. I was Stink Pooter originally, but something's come up this evening, and I've got to be somewhere at 7:30. So I thought, rather than disappoint you all again, I thought I'm going to take a gamble and just be here now for you all. And, we can get back to some semblance of normality. Same is happening in Canada. I give Trudeau 8 weeks. That is roughly how far behind they are to UK Parliament. It's all designed to kill democracy altogether. You make a very valid point, Tech Void. I think this is playing out all over the place, really. They're putting all their parts and pieces in place, in my view. Something very fishy is going on. I mean, let's have a look at some of the candidates, shall we? I mean, let's take the obvious one, Rishi Sunak. Rishi, the Chancellor, the one that gave us all this lovely parachute furlough money that was designed to get us all out of the shit, while at the same time creating vast economic problems within this country. He wants to be Prime Minister. He wants to be the big leader. He wants to be the head honcho. That much is certain. But we have to look at some of the MO here. Is this a long-term ambition? Is this a long-term ambition? Is this something that he's just thought of? Now, if you look at Twitter with Rishi Sunak, you've got him saying readyforrishi.com, I think it was, or readyforrishi.co.uk, something like that. Now, if you have a look online, and I can tell you this from my IT days, there's actually a thing online where you can do what's called a who is lookup, and you can check various bits of information about a domain. And one of these things you can see is when it was registered. Readyforrishi.com, and that domain was actually registered in, I think, December last year. So a good 6 or 7 months down the line, where Boris has thrown in the towel, all of a sudden this ready-made website promotional video comes up as if it's something new. It isn't. It's been there since December. And I watched that video, and that did absolutely nothing for me whatsoever. Yes, Mark King, thank you very much, registered in 2021. He did nothing for me whatsoever. He basically sat there with that smile, like that, said, hello, look at me, I'm on your side. Oh, you fuck. And it was basically my family came here. My family had me, and look where I am now. And it just did not speak to me as a regular working man whatsoever. Whatsoever. It didn't. It told me that this country is very welcoming to people that come in. Obviously, look down in Dover, for fuck's sake. And you can get on and progress and be very rich and wealthy if you get in the right people and everything else. It didn't tell me how I put food on my table. It didn't tell me how I do my shopping, pay my bills, put fuel in my car. Sorry, Rishi, you lucked out with me, sunshine, but then it's not up to me, is it? It's up to the Conservative Party membership. And there's one other thing I want to show you as well, which was unearthed a few days ago, and I think you probably may well have seen this already. But let's see what I can find. I'm just waiting for the thing to load. Bear with me. There, here we go. Here's an old clip of Dishy Rishi.
I have friends who are ours, friends. But I'm not working with us, but I mix and match when I go to see kids from the United States and want to talk to them about people like me, and I shop them at the end of chatting with them. I have friends who are ours.
See? He has upper class friends, he has aristocratic friends, and he even has working, or maybe not working class friends. And he plays a little game with them and shocks them by telling them he goes to expensive Winchester school at something like £40,000 every year. So how is that relating to us? I can't see that ending too well. And like I said, with the domain registration as well, you're looking at, I think it was December 2021. I'm relatively certain of it. And there's a similar story with all of them. You look at Penny Morden is another one. What's happening there? You've got pmforpm.com. Very catching, wouldn't you say? But when you do a who is lookup on pmforpm.com, that actually got registered in 2019, I think. So it's another one that's been sitting there in the wings waiting for the opportunity to strike. So is it really doing the right thing by the country, or is it doing the right thing by their career? And, you've got Jeremy, I always mix his name up. It's Hunt, isn't it? Jeremy Hunt, that's right. He's another one that's talking about lower taxes and all the rest of it. I'm not impressed. I think there's some very socialist type views and policies coming from that area, which could drive the country even further to rack and ruin. And somebody's mentioned Savage Gabbett. What can we say? What can we say about that? It really is crazy. Jeremy Clint, yes. Alan Edge, I totally agree with that one. Grant Shapps has been a naughty boy as well. He used a pseudonym, where are we? OG Michael Green, for another job he had after he was elected. Yeah, he's got previous to that, hasn't he? But there's a very long list. I mean, you've got Nadhim Zahawi as well, the guy that was education minister and was responsible for rolling out something to as many people in the country as he possibly could. Again, not a very good showing. But there you go. And again, you look at the Labour benches, what fucking chance have we got there? They get in, this country's sinking. I'll probably get on one of those planes that the dinghy divers don't want to go on and get them to send me to Rwanda or something, where I can be put up in a hotel where it's us. safer. We're all in the shit with that, I think. This is the daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby, everybody. Thank you for joining me this evening. And I've got a couple of people moaning that I'm on earlier than announced. I do apologise for that. There was a last minute change in my personal circumstances this evening. And, you know, I had to come on earlier. It's, you know, it's one of those things, but, you know, I'm here. Karen B, I have to go, Andy. Take care of yourself. Have a good day, everyone. You too, Karen B. Thank you for coming along. Good to see you. Hi, Lucinda. Good to see you as well. Yeah, if you are just joining us, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button on the chat. Let's get those likes up and running. If you've been here a while, you should have done that first thing as soon as you came in. And all good. Also, if you haven't done so, or you haven't checked your status with Andy the Gabby Cabby for a little while, could you please make sure that you check that subscribe button? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you're of mind to and you haven't done so already, please do so as well. This is being broadcast to Facebook as well this evening. I want to start trying to expand our reach a little bit, as it were, and all good. And we've got 18 more likes needed to reach 100. Thank you, Julie. That's great. That's pretty much like for like. Everybody that's been in here has liked it at some stage. I'm just going to have a quick look through the chat and see what people are saying. Are you enjoying the weather, Andy? I am, Sharon Shooter. Sometimes, though, it gets a little bit too hot for me. I like the heat, but with the humidity with it, it does get a little bit bad. Anna Perkins, looks like Larry, the number 10 cat, has had at least removed the rodent problem from that location for a short time at least. Yeah, I saw a great video of Larry the cat the other day. The caption said, "For fuck's sake, Larry, not at the moment." And he was outside with the podium and there was a bird fluttering around, things like as cats do, and got hold of the poor little sod, but he managed to flap away. I hope Jacob Rees-Mogg throws his hat in the ring like he hinted to Andrew Neil over the weekend. Yes, I did read that. He wanted to be a continuity candidate for Boris Johnson. Continuity. We'll see how that thrashes out. Hello, Tracy Regan. Good to see you. Hope you're all right. Joan Campbell. It's all a circus. Our votes don't count, and they're all out for themselves. Well, it very much appears that way, doesn't it? They're all scrabbling. I mean, what they're doing, they're saying, oh, for the party, the best thing for the Conservative Party. But what about the best thing for the country? What about the best thing for the rest of us? This is the thing. This is the point that they're all missing. I mean, what made me laugh? Labour were talking round and saying that if the Conservatives don't get Boris shifted, they're going to, you know, come up with a vote of no confidence against, I don't know whether they mean the Prime Minister or the government. I know there's some mechanism within Parliament where they can do that, but it involves a number of the other side. And they're not going to agree to anything if it means it's going to give Labour a leg up. So they're on a hide into nothing there. I don't quite know what they're playing at, really. So he's not the Messiah, but just a naughty boy. That's Stink Pooter, God knows who you're referring to. Oh, yes, that'd be Mr. Chaps, won't it? Or Mr. Chaps. Sounds like a dodgy condition you get on your inside leg, doesn't it? Why did the reminder say 7:10, John Harris? It might have said that because originally I was due to come on at 8:10. Might have screwed around and changed the time. That Rishi is from Pakistan, Harry Harlow says. Well, he was born in Southampton, wasn't he, if I'm right? I think his parents came in from somewhere over that neck of the woods and settled here many, many years ago. Yes, smash the like, please. Let's get 100 for Andy, get the algorithm working again. Yes, that's the main thing with YouTube. You've got to be consistent with the content. Boom, 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 boom. Because the problem is, of course, when you've been absent for a while, as I have, subscribers start dropping, views start dropping, and everything else starts dropping, it can be a bit of a minefield. Rishi has no friends, Steve H says. Yeah, particularly not the kind of friends that matter to the rest of us, i.e. normal, everyday people that he needs to relate to, because at the end of the day, we're the ones that vote for him. This is the thing. Not keen on Hunt for PM. He's a bit smarmy, isn't he? Yeah, I agree with you, Stink Pooter. I totally agree with you there. And one of the things that I remember when he was the health secretary, he turned up somewhere and somebody turned up with a giant cock on a plaque. I don't know if you remember that, but I think they wanted to give him, I think it was Knob of the Year award or Prick of the Week or something, but well deserved, whatever it was. Living in London, can't get away from politics, Tyrone Whitehead says. I bet it's everywhere there, isn't it? It's ridiculous. I mean, there's one thing Savage Jabbit coming out with. Let's see if I'll find it here. New comments. Who we got new ones? Hi, Jodie Pitt. Good to see you. Hope you're all right. And long time no see. 100 likes already. Wow, excellent, folks. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah. Sajid Javid. I find it hard to say his real name now because we will call him something else, beginning with yes. Takes swipe at rivals with joke about ready-made logos in Tory leadership pitch. Mr. Javid, former health secretary, well, yeah, we won't go there, said, I don't have a ready-made logo or slick video ready to go, adding, I have a passion and desire to get Britain on the right course. Bullshit. You have a passion and desire to be Prime Minister and leader of your party. That's it. Let's not beat around the bush. That's what all this is about for all of you. But he's making a very pointed comment towards the likes of, Penny Mordaunt, Rishi Sunak. They're all ready-made. Yeah, it's like the oven-ready deal that Boris came out with for Brexit, wasn't it? It's all there, ready to go. Boom, bash, bash, done. Yes. Acknowledging his resignation, Mr. Javid said 5 days ago, I stood up in Parliament, I spoke from the heart and in the national interest. Former Prime Minister Boris Johnson endured a series of scandals through his premiership. I mean, let's face it. No, I think it's this thing with Pincher that finished him off, really. Addressing the ongoing investigations, the former health secretary said we need a leader who makes credible promises. He added that our party has lost its way. Yes, it has lost its way because you're all saying what you think we all want to hear and what you all want to hear to please your members. And nothing's happening within the country, nothing at all. It's a joke. Yeah, Jeff Bridges, you are a man after my own heart there. None of the Conservative Party are fit for purpose, neither are the Labour Party. They're all part of a broken system that doesn't work anymore and hasn't done for a considerable period of time. State school educated Mr. Javid is the son of a bus driver who arrived in England from Pakistan in the 1960s. He's another person, built his way up and thinks he can. Mr. Javid, who supported Remain, so he's a Remainer, in 2016, made it to the final four in the contest to replace Theresa May as leader in 2019, but dropped out and subsequently endorsed Boris. He said he would not only scrap the former Chancellor's plans to raise corporation tax from 19 to 25% in April, but reduce the rate to 15%. To be paid for how? Yes. The Bromsgrove MP also pledged to scrap the government's controversial national insurance hike. I think we've all been bitching and moaning about that somewhat, haven't we? And he's, what else is he saying? Introduce a further significant temporary reduction on fuel duty. Well, the last one didn't work, did it? Let's face it. They said 5p reduction. Well, they all fiddled their prices the night before that happened, so we didn't see anything being passed on at all. The news follows the Prime Minister's resignation on Thursday week, following mounting pressure over his handling of sexual misconduct allegations against Chris Pincher. The current MP is running for the role of Conservative leader, and this might be a little bit out of date, but here's the roll call for you. We got Rishi Sunak, Penny Mordaunt. Now, these are two with ready-made websites and everything ready to go, some of which are at least a year old. Liz Truss, no surprise there. Grant Shapps, Nadhim Zahawi, Tom Tugan Tart. I can never say his name properly. I do him an injustice there. Jeremy Hunt, Kemi Badenoch, is it? And Remen Chisti, the last two of which I've never ever heard of. But there you go. Yes, quite a list, and quite a bother. And it's all we see on the news, isn't it? All we see on the news all over the place at the moment. And again, it makes me wonder why, what is going on, what are they hiding with all this bullshit, or who are they trying to segue into the situation? It's nuts. Javid reminds me of a coloured version of Uncle Fester from the Addams Family, Tracy Regan. I don't mind reading that out. That's fine by me. What's this? Argentina rising now against the left-wing globalist economic policies. The economy minister forced to resign, and the government coalition now unstable as infighting breaks out. World is awakening. It certainly is. We've seen a couple of examples of that, haven't we, over the last day or two? This is no longer a left-right issue for the British public. This is the survival of the UK as we know it, and this anti-British Parliament are doing everything they can to destroy us. I thought that for a long time. I have. Watched this video, guys, Maya Tusi video. Is that the one you just sent me, Julie? I'll put that link up for everybody there. Give that a watch when you can. I could try and inject it into this live stream, but I'm not quite sure how to do that with the setup I've got. So we'll have to see. Kim Alliston, good to see you. I heard your name mentioned by Bill Cannon a couple of times the other day. My friend from America. They were really nice to me, actually, on, I think it was midnight Friday going into Saturday. It was my birthday on Saturday, the 9th of July. And they all said happy birthday to their dear friend, the Gabby Cabby. So it's very much appreciated. If anybody likes, stories from a police perspective, America, go across and check out Police Off the Cuff. They're excellent. Really, really great guys. And they're on here most days. Who have we got? Yes, Andy. It was a live stream earlier. I did see it pop up, but I didn't have a great deal of time to actually look at it at that point. How many of the candidates for PM have been able to define what a woman is? Stink Pooter says, yes, this is a very, it sounds like you're taking the piss, but it's a very valid point, isn't it? They're mired in political correctness. I mean, to me, a man has one piece of anatomy that a woman doesn't, and never the twain should meet. But then I'm a product of the 1980s and parts of the 90s, where we were taught basic common sense biology and all that sort of thing, and not this political correct bullshit that they're all trying to come out with these days. Yeah, very, very good point. Jody, Jack is fine. Thank you for asking. He did ask to come out today, and I said no, not today. I wanted to get the first one done, just myself, and it's quite hot out here. As you can see, I'm a little bit sweaty, but I'll try and get him out to say hello in the next couple of days. Is he a Star Wars fan, Andy? He is on and off. I was watching Obi-Wan Kenobi the other day, and he took an interest in one of the fights in that. Blood Nose, hi to Jack. I'll make sure he gets that. Thank you. Neats, hi Andy and Army. Good to see you all. Same to you, Neats. Thank you for dropping by. Listen, folks, this is the daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. I hope everyone is doing all right. Thank you for joining me today. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button on the chat, and let's get those likes up and about. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Andy the Gabby Cabby. That's one of the things we need to get up again. I've lost a few of the numbers, obviously, where I had to take a bit of an enforced break. But there you go. That's one of them things. I'm sure they'll all come back. And I thank you for your support. And I want to thank everybody on Facebook that's watching this as well. You can catch up with us there and on YouTube this evening. And of course, get these things shared around so you know everything that's going on, particularly the little juicy bits and opinions about what's going on with those that lead us, because we need to stick together on such things, that's for sure. You should retire to your garage these next few hot days if you broadcast from home. No point in overheating yourself. Anna, I did think about that earlier, because my garage was where I started from a good year or so ago now. And it was Alex Belfield that said to me, get out of the garage, get in your cab, you're a cab driver, go and sit in there. And I didn't realise how bloody hot it gets, but we'll be all right. Time for a return to work. I think that was Alan, wasn't it? See you soon, Andy. Thank you for stopping by, Alan. Good to see you. And hopefully I'll get on at a slightly later time tomorrow so we can get more people in for longer. Trevor, press 1 to say happy birthday to Andy. Yes, that was the 9th of July. So, well, Saturday just gone, I think. I'm losing track of the damn days, I tell you. We had a good time for my birthday. What did we do? In the morning, I was woken up rather pleasantly by Jack, and we went for a nice fried breakfast at a cafe just around the corner from us, kick around in the park, and was at home. And then we had a Chinese in the evening. We got my mum over and had a good old feed up, and I had a few drinks in the evening. Not enough to inflict the same injury I did to myself the other time, but yeah, it's a very nice, very pardon me, Windy Pops, very subdued evening. And in about an hour, I'm going to go see my father. Hence why I had to come on a little bit earlier than I was planning. And I see everybody with the ones in the chat wishing me a happy birthday. So I do appreciate it. All 44 years of me. The only thing with police off the cuff the other day when they wished me a happy birthday, Bill thought I was in my 50s. I mean, I know I'm a little bit grey around the edges, but I'm not going that bad just yet. Diane Abbott gave me a 6. Thank you very much. You look happier in the eye. Is that happier in the eyes? Yes, I do feel a bit more like my old self, I must say. So I appreciate that and all your support. And one of the things that I found heartwarming as well was all the people messaging me saying, "Where are you, Andy? I hope you're okay." I thought that was very, very nice of a very, very great many people. Yeah, well, as I said, what's going on in the background? Everybody's talking about politics. Did you see? I mean, Chrissy Williams will jump in on this because she lives very near there. But did you see the issues with Dover the other day? And they're talking about there's been a raid. Tech Void, I'm 44, Andy, and we are last of a generation. Yeah, I'll drink to that, Tech Void. We certainly are. Well, I think we're of that generation where our parents were of a generation where they were taught differently, so they taught us differently, if you understand me. And then it kind of lost its way a bit after that. You sound a bit croaky, Andy. Is that croaky? Croaky? No, I'm fine. I'm fine. It might be because I've not spoken for this length of time for a little while. My voice box probably isn't used to it. That might be what it is, but I'm fine. No problems with me, sir. Yes, we have a look down the Dover area. I was reading the other day that there was some kind of disruption going on to the operation of the movement of these people across the channel. You know, the kind where they put on dinghies and put across halfway, and they are in the library, the dinghy divers, right? Well, apparently there was a smuggling operation got smashed, as they called it in the news, which apparently disrupted the dinghy divers and everything. Well, it didn't last for very long, did it? I think there was a few days break, and then it all started up again. I mean, I went through Dover the other day, and I saw the divers coming and going. I mean, I saw this earlier. 800 crossed the channel in small boats since operation to smash smuggling ring. Around 350 people have been taken off 9 small boats attempting to make the crossing today. That's today, 11th of July. Last Wednesday, the UK's National Crime Agency announced that 39 people have been arrested as part of a multinational investigation into cross-channel people smuggling and the supply of small boats. I mean, if you can see this picture, there you go. They're all lined up down Dover way, and we do have YouTube channels that are specifically keeping an eye on them. Let's see what else. Yeah, arrests were made in France, Germany, and the Netherlands as 50 separate locations were raided. In total, the operation seized 135 small boats, 45 outboard motors, and 1,200 life jackets. 1,200 life jackets. Authorities allege the gang had obtained the specially manufactured small boats in Turkey before taking them to Europe and storing them in places around Germany. The National Crime Agency said the dismantling of this particular people smuggling network would likely have a short-term impact on small boats crossing as criminal gangs struggle to source new boats to carry on with. However, a producer in Kent for GB News said sources in France have told him that the people smuggling gangs have managed to hide a load of small boats all over the countryside and close to the beaches of northern western France, regularly used to launch these boats in the first place. A number of the boats across the channel today were the same design as those seized by law enforcement during their international operation last week. So it continues. I mean, here's a nice picture of the Hurricane, the Border Force Hurricane, and you can see the dinghy divers on the back there. It's an utter fucking disgrace that this is going on still. You know, you get these little bits coming up in the news where they're apparently trying to do something about it and failing miserably. It's really nuts. You know, they were talking about Rwanda. That hasn't come to pass. And I read they were doing a deal with another place as well. The name escapes me, but again, it hasn't come to pass. You know, it's Putin's fault, right? Yeah, they'll blame him for it sooner or later. I mean, they're blaming him for everything else. Was your cake in the shape of a cab? No, it wasn't, Tyrone. It was just a normal circle cake, salted caramel flavour. It's very, very nice. And it didn't last very long, I have to tell you. Patel and others are living in cloud cuckoo land where Rwanda was never going to work. No, that's right. I mean, I'm going to upset my friend here and say lefty, but I, you know, heard the thing where they said the lefty lawyers would be all over it, causing all sorts of trouble. The damn plane never took off, let's face it. Sharing a piece of birthday cake for Andy. Thank you, Stink Pooter. I'm on a boat, Steve H says. They are discipline in our day, but not in modern day society. That's the difference of the good generation, Andy. Absolutely. Kim Alliston, Andy, so good to see you. Really missed the live chats, although I do understand you needed to have some outlet time with your family. Absolutely, Kim. And I'm glad those of you that were around understood that. It's not something I wanted to do ideally, but something I had to do. But I'm back. I mean, what I intend to do with the channel going forward is these lives every day. There will be the one day. There will be the one day a week when I do karate or whatever with Jack, where I won't be able to come. But that being said, we will be here every day. And also, I want to reintroduce the daily content videos that we were doing as well. I was going to try and do some recording during the day, but it was too hot to come out here. So, pardon me again, I'll have to find a way of working around that and, you know, finding a way of making it work. Because we need to get this channel growing again. We've come too far. Hello, Andy. Nice to see you. That's Doris. Good to see you as well, Doris. Dave Carr. Evening, Andy. Good to see you. You as well. Thank you. Tony Whitworth. If you think Boris was stitched up by the British news media, who have an agenda to somehow get us dragged back into the EU, I certainly think so. Yes, I'm kind of along that school of thought as well in some way. Because, you know, you have a lot of journos online with big social media presence, not necessarily big corporations like the BBC and everything else. They're all part of the same tree, and they're all, you know, batting with each other to try and get their own way. It's not good, not good. I've just had a little battery warning coming up on my phone. I just want to double check what's going on. Yeah, it's saying that my phone is overheating, so I'm glad I haven't got it on charge at the moment. Listen, folks, we're coming up to the 42-minute mark, so I'm going to call it a day today. Right. Yes, the phone did blow up there. I was just finishing off. I'm really sorry about that. I actually just saw the message. What I've just had to do is stick my phone on the actual aircon fan out there and cool it down very quickly. And that seems to have done the job. What I'm going to do then, folks, I think, is call it a day today before this happens again. And I want to thank you all for coming along. And make sure you hit the like button and everything. And I will work out a way of getting this done tomorrow without my phone going into apoplexy. So again, thank you very much for your support, and I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.